All right, everybody, welcome. It is January 19th, 2025. Welcome to the Super Magic Show. I am Danny here from the Geekdom 101 YouTube channel. I hope you're having a really great weekend. Today, we have a fun show planned for you guys. We're going to be discussing the recent events in Daima and speculating, a little bit of speculation, obviously taking your super chats and questions and comments about the upcoming episodes of Daima, because we are now in the home stretch. The home of the team has, I was about to say the home team, but that's sports, not Dragon Ball. The team is now in Demon World 1, and after the adventures they had in Demon World 2 and 3, which some people think wasn't enough, others think it was too much. We'll talk about it. They're now in the vicinity of all the other characters. Every character is in the same place. So this is now the calm before the storm. Like this past week's episode was the calm before the storm. So we're going to talk all about that here today. Let me go ahead and bring on my guest. As you guys know, the Super Magic Show has a rotating panel of, well, I don't know if you call it a panel, but a rotating itinerary. I guess that's the word, right? Of guests. Let me go ahead and bring her on. Artist, content creator, Dragon Ball fan. There's a lot of labels here. We'll dig real deep into it. Please welcome Artworks AI. Yo.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dana. Nice to meet you.
Yes. I hope they're doing. I hope that that you're doing well, and I hope they're. Or are you doing well? I think you said you were doing all right.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Definitely. I'm a university student. My name is Dana. I go by Artworks Online. I'm a university student attending the University of Arizona. I'm pursuing a dual degree in artificial intelligence and animation, as I'm an artist, as well as a dual minor in cyber operations and Japanese.
So wait, so you're learning Japanese?
Yes, I know Japanese. 日本語は話せますか?
I'm not that fluent in it yet. I'm not that fluent in it yet. I have no response for you. Nandato. I'm just gonna start saying random anime. That's good though, because I always wanted to learn it. My issue is more so reading it than
Right.
You know, there's katakana, hiragana, kanji. Has that been a struggle for you?
Mainly the kanji part, but I would say I'm like around a 200 level in terms of knowing Japanese. I'm like intermediate. I'm not fluent.
Right. Well, yeah, little by little we'll get there. So I discussed for those who may or may not remember, a few weeks ago, I promoted Artworks AI's tutorials on drawing like Dragon Ball. There's like a Daima set and a Super set, and because they're not. I mean, it's all Toriyama, but there's slight differences. But I did in the description of the stream right now, like in the description of this stream, I did post links to check out your stuff. So the thing that amazes me most about you is the speed. I wanted to ask you something though about the Artworks AI thing. You know, AI is kind of a controversial thing in the art community, but you're okay. So you're actually drawing these things by hand, right? So
Yes.
where does the AI portion come in? Like, what do you use AI for?
Currently what I'm using AI for is I use a lot of AI to make like references and inspiration for me, but I plan to in the future, once I obtain my dual degree, I plan to work for Toei Animation one day and be able to use artificial intelligence to speed up the production process of the animation pipeline. So what I would do is my idea is that we would use artificial intelligence to make the in-betweeners for the animation frames, and then the animators would just focus on doing the keyframes. And so that saves production time, because animators do a lot of work. So that's kind of like my goal in the future, to work for Toei Animation one day and to use both. We would still keep doing traditional like hand-drawn animation and stuff like what we currently have in the industry. But my idea is to add artificial intelligence to do the in-betweeners to save time on production time. It would save time, resources and so forth.
Yeah, the technology is on its way. It's not quite there yet. I
Right.
know. Yeah, 'cause I know some people who don't want AI involved in anything. I guess artistic. I guess that's the word I'm going to use. And it's just, even though I understand that, it's coming. Like I have been telling a lot of my friends about AI, not necessarily just art AI, but just AI as a whole. And as this technology develops, there's going to be a lot of breakthrough, especially in the medical field. I'm very excited about what the medical field's going to give us. But it's also a thing where people are going to be put out of work, and that's not something that I'm necessarily happy about. But if you've got an AI machine doing a chat room, which we've already got that. I booked a flight a few months ago and I had to cancel the flight, and I was talking to an AI representative, which I didn't like, but I mean, we're already there, but the tech still isn't fully there. So I know some people are apprehensive about the tech maybe ruining how art looks, but it's not there yet. Chat GPT is still very, very young. It's just that it's coming, like, and you can't stop it. You know what I mean? So are you taking one of those, like, I'm going to learn this now to be ahead of other people? Because that's what I did when I went to college years ago for cybersecurity. I was like, I got to learn this now, so I might as well, because I can't. It's coming.
Yeah, I definitely tend to be very forward thinking. So you could say that I want to get ahead of the ball game. It's not. I don't really see it so much as getting ahead of the game as seeing that I know that AI is something that's never going to go away. It's something that's going to always be prevalent in our life. And as I mentioned, I'm very forward thinking. So I see it as something that can help, that we can use as a tool, and that can help us, animators and artists, with the production time and resources and just the strain of having to do so many frames. That's the way that I look at it. I would say that it's something that probably won't happen right away. I'm hoping that by the time I graduate, because I'm doing a dual degree and a dual minor. I'm hoping by the time that I graduate that the technology will have developed a bit more. So that's kind of my goal, is to work at Toei Animation one day and work on Dragon Ball artwork too, and use artificial intelligence to help speed up the production process.
You I mean, you learning Japanese is like gonna put you way beyond on edge for that, because the only other way to get into Toei is if you go work for the Filipino branch of Toei Animation, and the problem with that is the pay is just not, as I'm sure you know,
Yeah,
is the
no, yeah, definitely not. I know they
yeah,
also have an animation studio in France, but
yeah, yeah, I was
I
gonna
know, but
say.
I wasn't really wanting to move to France actually.
Yeah, Japan seems like a lot more fun, and probably is. Like, and you're gonna actually be there working like there. And it's funny because people ask me all the time. Well, no, let me go back a little bit. They don't ask me all the time, but I've gotten questions like, "How do I work for Toei Animation?" And I tell them, I'm like, "It's not easy, because you have to get in. You know what I mean? You have to get into the company in Japan. So the first thing you have to understand, and I tell that to people, not you, but because you know this already, but the first thing people have to understand is, if you can't speak Japanese, the likelihood is going to go down tremendously. You know what
Oh
I
yeah, they
mean?
probably wouldn't even accept you. No. No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm learning Japanese and taking it at the University of Arizona. Um, I already knew that from the start. So, I'm actually going to be going, as a quick side note, I'm going to be going study abroad to Japan, probably in either this coming fall semester or in the spring. So I'm hoping that that'll kind of get my feet wet in terms of like being in the country, because I've never been to Japan before.
No, I've been once and I love it. And it's not even one of those oh, you know, you're a fan of anime and this and that. No, you don't have to be a fan of any of that stuff. The food, the culture, the how clean the country is. Like, there's so many beautiful things about that country that have nothing to
Yes.
do with anime and video games. But there's anime and video games, so might as well
Yeah.
take advantage. Yeah.
Precisely. Japan is a great country. It definitely is a clean country and one of the safer countries in the world. I wouldn't mind living there one day. It's just that right now I'm not in a position to do that since I'm getting my dual degree and
Yeah.
living with my family here in Arizona.
Yeah, you're on your way. Yeah, but you're doing it though. When are you gonna approximately when are you gonna graduate?
I'm approximately that's gonna be around 2029.
That's still a
Yeah.
while from now.
It's because I'm doing a dual minor and a dual degree, so
Now, if you go work for Toei though, and this is something that I am certain of, we don't know where Dragon Ball is going to be in 2029, 2030, but what if they put you on something else? What if they say, well, in the meantime, work on One Piece or work on Precure? Because I think that there's a chance that may happen where they're going to put you in a
yeah.
different. Yeah, like that's fine, right? Like you're already cool with it.
Yeah, and then Yu Yu Takahashi had already sent a scout out to check out my work on
I
a
didn't know
TikTok
that.
stream. I was so shocked about that when that happened. But that's because I've been in contact with trying to get my work out there in the Japanese community, especially on Pixiv. Like I've been trying to talk with some of the animators and illustrators there. Are you familiar with Pixiv?
I've heard of it, but I've never used it. Is that like
Yeah.
mostly a Japanese so
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
mostly a Japanese. It's like a Japanese DeviantArt, but I feel like DeviantArt isn't quite as strong of a comparison because DeviantArt is kind of dead now. But
Right.
you know what I mean. So it's just something that I know that my work has the potential, but the main thing is really trying to get my dual degree before I can go to Japan and make it happen.
No, you
So
got to walk before you run, and ultimately, the thing that's good about getting an animation degree or an art degree is, let's say Toei doesn't call you right away. Let's say Disney calls you. Hey, do you mind coming out to California and we'll pay you six figures?
right.
Yeah, it's just what I tell people is the skill is invaluable. Obviously your goal is I want to work on Dragon Ball because I'm a fan of Dragon Ball, but the skill is going to get you so far no matter what.
Yeah,
Somebody
and then having that experience too, like my work has been signed by Sean Scammell, so and he and I are talking about me potentially doing like illustration work for him. But he's just been really busy with all the voice acting for Daima and stuff that he hasn't had an opportunity for us to go over that. But clearly, the community, the professional community like Sean Scammell, they can see the quality of my work. So it has the potential, and I know it's there. It's just a matter of timing and then finding the right opportunities. I want to show you my drawing. I actually have it here, the drawing that Sean Scammell signed. I'm gonna pull it up real quick for you guys to see.
that is great. Yeah,
I don't
just
want to cover his
classic.
signature.
That's literally UI Goku from episode 130. So he signed it for you. Are you gonna like make prints and sell it, or is he gonna make prints and sell it, or just for you?
I'm gonna make prints and sell it. That's what I'm making my Redbubble for. I kind of wish I had it ready by now, but for the show, but I don't. But I'm gonna be selling prints of my artwork and putting it on T-shirts. Everyone, I made this. I put my artwork on a T-shirt, and this is what it looks like. Let me show you real quick.
I
It
love that
says Son
shirt.
Goku.
Yes, I actually love that shirt, yo. I love that because it's so detailed.
Yeah, so my Redbubble will be coming soon, hopefully another time. You guys can look at that. I'm gonna post it on my coffee shop here. I'm gonna announce my Redbubble page once it's up for you guys to be able to buy some Dragon Ball T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, send it over whenever you get it up, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Dragon Ball, you told me that you had binge Daima. And I wanted to get your initial impressions on, well, not initial, it's been around for a while, but Daima's a little controversial in the sense that there are some Dragon Ball fans that just don't want it. They're not into the premise of it. I think personally, it's only 20 episodes. It's not going to be that big of an investment. I would just watch it because, you're going to get, there's fun stuff to happen, but there's other Dragon Ball fans who are perfectly fine with it. Now, it's not perfect. I want to make that clear. There are flaws with this show. It's, obviously the premise is one that a lot of folks didn't like initially, but it's come around to be a lot of fun, and it's the most Toriyama Dragon Ball project we've gotten in forever. I noticed that the people who are really into Toriyama's work, not just Dragon Ball, really into like his other works like Slump and Go-Go Akman, they really like Daima because it leans more into Toriyama's childish side, his fun, his not childish, not in a bad way, but like his sort of youthful exuberance that he has, while others just want action and transformations. And I think some people, when they picked up Dragon Ball Z and they saw what Dragon Ball Z was, they saw it at a darker period of the story, and they think all of Dragon Ball is like that when only a part of Dragon Ball is like that. And I think Daima has not really been super serious. It's not supposed to be, at least not yet. But part of the stream today is the Dragon Ball Daima final battle approaches, because now we are on our way. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think of Daima so far overall with the first 14 episodes?
Yeah, I mean, being a big hardcore Dragon Ball fan, I definitely love Daima. But to be more specific, I feel like for a lot of people, there might not be a good taste in their mouth with Daima, with Goku being a kid, because a lot of people, some of them don't like GT. So, and then that whole thing about Goku being a kid again, some people might feel like it's like GT or something. But even though he's a kid and the rest of them are a kid, I feel like there's it's not like GT, even though they're still kids, because it has a very childish, very playful tune to it, where GT was definitely a lot more dark and more like Z in a lot of ways. So that might be the reason why. At least that's what I've heard from some people around me. Also, it's just I feel like, as you mentioned, a lot of people started with Dragon Ball Z. And so they're not used to the whole playfulness of Dragon Ball that's prevalent in Daima. So that's probably where that comes from. I personally like it because it's like I feel like it's that perfect rebirth of Toriyama's original Dragon Ball work, which I did end up watching as well, by the way. So it definitely has that feeling to it. But then again, that's me as a fan. There might be other fans that can't really appreciate Daima the same way because they only watch like Dragon Ball Z and they never watched Dragon Ball. That might be what it is. That's just what I think, though.
No, that's a big part of it. Derek Padula and I talked about that a couple weeks ago, about sort of different fans' perspective, and not just perspective, but what's the word I'm looking for? Their expectations. The thing about Daima, though, that I've tried to make clear, and this week's episode proved it, episode 14, was it's not GT 2.0, although there are certainly elements of GT in it. It's a 40th anniversary tribute to all Dragon Ball, OG, Z, GT, Super, and Heroes, which is why you've got so many things in every episode that kind of are borrowing from all these different things. So, example, the Ginyu Force that we saw this week, the new Ginyu Force, the Kempei Tokusatsu, they are clearly just mocking or borrowing from the Ginyu Force. And I see some people saying, man, why aren't there any original ideas? First of all, the Demon Realm as a whole is a super fucking original idea. The whole three worlds and all that, that's super original. But the Demon Realm Ginyu Force is supposed to be a tribute to Dragon Ball Z. Like, you're calling it GT 2.0, and the show gives you something that's straight up DBZ. And, no, you know what? It's stupid. No, it's not. That's the point. It's supposed to be that. And I don't know. I think one of the issues that I've talked about in the past with people, and it's not the fandom, it's just people as a whole, is that people are very emotional. I think people, when I look at like somebody commenting on social media, I can tell relatively quickly if they're in their feelings or not. And I think a lot of people are super in their feelings. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not what they want, they sort of behave like children sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And also when people get really mad or things like that, happy birthday, Brian, they they lash out, and that just shows that they're very, you know what I mean? Like, they're just very emotional.
Yeah, and I feel like the fan base is quite varied in that aspect. I feel like we have fans that have been watching Dragon Ball since the beginning, and then we have fans that are relatively new. I feel like with Daima in particular, it's kind of we're kind of putting it in. It's kind of being ushered in after we've already had a lot of like darker series and more heavy with the action, like Dragon Ball Super. So people are kind of expecting that same kind of thing to happen, and they're not used to the playfulness that's reminiscent of Dragon Ball. They're not used to it, so that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, and the fan base, the fan base definitely can get emotional at times, but I try not to look at any comments that might end up becoming into like an internet argument. I just post my own stuff, and I don't really worry so much about too much. I know you kind of have to, as the kind of content creator that you are, you kind of have to be more involved in the community in that sense. I know that you being a news creator and all that, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry so much about that. I would just kind of look at it as it's Dragon Ball. It's something that you want to enjoy, so just you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah. But I've still been pretty lately in the past like 3-4 years. I have been more wise with my time as far as like how much time I want to devote to something. We do have some questions. I do want to ask you about episode 14, but I want to get these questions out of the way. People have been sending them in. So Dragon Slayer says, do you think that the circle on the military uniforms is still an eye? Given the map of the demon realm, it might be representative of the whole demon realm. It's all tied together. The third eye, the symbol, and the fact that the demon realm itself is shaped like an eye, which we didn't even know about till this past episode. It's just all ties together. I'm going to go a lot deeper into that when probably on this week's breakdown, because we got to talk about this third eye. There's a lot of... So this idea of an evil eye or a third eye has existed in Judeo-Christian mythology. It's existed and religion. It's existed in Indian and like sort of Middle Eastern. There's basically the idea of a third eye is nothing new. It's like supposed to be the third eye of enlightenment. It's Buddhist as well. Like, this is something that the chakras, there's a lot of history with this. So Toriyama's just taking something that, can connect with some people and turning it into, this is what the demon realm is, a giant eye. And that's in a weird way, it's kind of creepy. What do you think about the symbolism, that is to say, of the eye? Hello?
Oh, were you asking me that?
Yeah, you. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I think it might be symbolistic. I know that we also have that eye on the belt of, God, what was that little boo-looking character that?
Yeah,
that
Hibis. It's all connected. It's all connected.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
But yeah, so I think it definitely has that type of symbolism. I think that definitely might be what it is. My person of the demon realm. Yeah, I think so as well because I feel like they wouldn't point it out in the anime unless it serves some type of purpose for later on. Unless they really were just trying to be quirky for no reason. But honestly, I think it might be something that for us to look out for. So yeah, that I think it's definitely still an eye. The
Well,
circle in the military uniform.
yeah, this week's episode coming up, episode 15, is called Third Eye. And in the next episode preview, we see a very clear shot of Dabura. And if you look very closely at his right hand on the left side of the screen, he's holding it. You know, I've been telling people about this going all the way back to episode 1 because it was mentioned in episode 1 by Degasu and Goma, the third eye, and how this is a tool, an artifact that was used by Demon Realm Kings to control people and to give them power boosts. I mean, look, this is not a leak. This is literally something that's been foreshadowed. It's not even a spoiler. It's literally foreshadowed. Hybis has the third eye. They're in Demon World 1. One of the villains is gonna want it, and that's gonna lead to a conflict. I think this coming week's episode of Daima, I think they're gonna tell us about the third eye. They're gonna give us a clue about its power. That way, we already know what to expect when one of the villains gets their hands on it. And the third eye, I think, I mean, it's. I like the fact that it was foreshadowed from the beginning. That means that there was an idea and they're following through on it. You know what I mean? And that's good. That means that it rewards you for paying attention.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. I noticed that as well with that eye. So it's something that I think fans that definitely pay attention will be rewarded if they notice something like that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I haven't like I don't know the whole backstory behind the third eye. I just know that, and I said this a while ago. If Dabura had actually had the third eye during the Buu saga, he would have beaten Majin Buu. He would have beaten SS3 Goku. It does give you a huge power boost. So clearly, the final battle of Daima is going to be what people want. This like high stakes, big, you know, like climactic battle where we have to win this or we're in trouble. That's the way that I think it's going to go down. I think people have been waiting for that, and I think they're going to get it. Sleep says, thanks for the videos. I love the channel and your audience. One of the few Dragon Ball channels I can chill on without someone being a jerk. Well, we have jerks here too, bro, but I appreciate it.
Oh
So
my
I
god.
appreciate it, bro. Yeah, there's jerks everywhere. I hope you have an amazing new year. No question there, but I appreciate it, Sleep. Yeah, I like I said before, I'm actually really proud of my audience because when I make mistakes and I acknowledge my mistakes, they actually are very forgiving. And on the internet, if you make one mistake, people it will haunt you for the rest of your career. But the fact that people have given me so much grace, like it's unexpected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know if you want me to comment on that part or not, but you
No,
know,
you can
I
if you
feel like
want.
when you're a content creator, you have to be kind of very curated about what you post and say, especially with someone being like in your position as a news updater, because if you end up saying something that might end up being wrong later on, the internet's going to come for you.
Oh, it's already happened. It's already happened. And a lot of the times it's very petty. This is why whenever I get something right, I take victory laps because for all of the information that we've revealed here on Daima that nobody else has revealed, 95% of it has been accurate. So at this point, questioning my credibility just makes you an idiot. Like if you don't know I have connections now, but the fact that I revealed Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in September and now it's and I even told everybody how I was gonna look, and then it happened along with Ku and Do and all that. Like there's just you're just a dumb
Yeah,
hater.
man. You're
It's
like a
true.
walking encyclopedia for Dragon Ball.
I appreciate that. That's actually it's very kind of you. I've been told that from Sabbath said that too. And I appreciate, I don't have writers on here either. We do our own stuff. So John Meyer says, is the Grand Priest a demon or an angel? He doesn't have pointy ears. Since the demon realm exists in the Dragon Ball universe, do you think there's the angel realm where the angels used to live? Well, okay, let's go
Good
back a
point.
minute. Yes, the demon realm does not exist in the Dragon Ball unit. Well, okay, not in the literal universe 7. It was revealed with the Hybis backstory that the demon realm existed before the multiverse, which again, nobody expected to hear that from Daima. I certainly didn't think we were going to get that revelation. And so it came before. I did do a video yesterday where I said that that's possible the Grand Priest has ties into the demon realm because we saw a character that kind of looked like him, but that's speculation on my part. Because if he's a Glind from Demon World 2, if all the Kais are Glinds, then yes, he would be from the demon realm. But you make a good point. He might be of the angel because he is the father of the angels. They have not revealed an angelic realm yet. Maybe they will for the next arc of Super. What do you think? What do you think about like all this lore that Daima's hit us with? Like when I first was hearing about Daima, right? It's a fun little adventure in the demon realm. I didn't think Toriyama was going to explain the origin of the multiverse. That immediately makes Daima more important than we thought. What do you think about all this? Like, oh, the Kais are from, Demon World 2, the Namekians. Like, what do you think about all this?
I think that it's definitely very interesting how we get that lore because for me, I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. When I first heard all of that, I kind of was taken aback by it. Like I was kind of like, whoa, you know. So I feel like it's definitely something that us fans will probably have to get used to because we kind of have been used to the lore for Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Super all this time, but I think it kind of makes sense because the demon realm we kind of saw Piccolo as like one of the first major villains in Dragon Ball, and so it kind of all ties it together really, I think. And I feel like it expands in a way that makes sense, but at the same time, I do wonder as well about the angels. I was actually thinking about that when I saw that they mentioned that. I'm like, oh well, we have people like Whis, and it makes you wonder if they also have their own angel realm. So I guess I'm not the only one that's been wondering that. I feel like it makes sense, but at the same time, I also wonder about people like Zeno, like. He's just kind of like the god of everything and all that,
It's
and
very
created the.
interesting. Where's Hybis? They said he was still alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions that we may or may not get answers to. With Toriyama's passing, that's one of those, I don't know. Like like I said, we may or we may not. I as far as the angel realm goes, that I would love that. Like I would be perfectly fine with that. And people have been saying, well, the Grand Priest can't really be a Glind because he doesn't have pointy ears, right? I'm not saying he's literally a Glind as in like he's that old. I'm saying he might be the child of a it might be like it's in his bloodline. Maybe I should have made that more clear in the video. But again, that's just a theory. It's not a oh hey, breaking news. You know what I mean? Like it's just a theory. So yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know
that
if we're
makes
gonna
sense.
get I don't know if we're gonna get any more backstory. You've been
Yeah.
saying Hybis instead of Rymus. Yeah,
Wow.
Milo is right. It is right. I said Hybis. I meant to say Rymus. My bad. My bad. My bad. Okay. Sanji X Nam says, power scale question. Do you think Dragon Ball Super Goku could destroy all 3 demon realms? Not just the people in it, but the realms themselves. That's a very, 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 very good question, believe it or not. Here's why I say that, because Goku in Super is already like Universe Plus for most of the series. But the demon realm exists outside of the multiverse. And when you're dealing with a realm that exists outside of the multiverse, that's where it's like, well, maybe not. Maybe the demon realm is built different than the multiverse. So theoretically, the answer is yes, but it has not been confirmed yet. Let me address this. I just talked about this like 5 minutes ago. Isn't the Grand Priest an angel? That's speculation. We don't know anything about where the angels come from or the angelic realm. That's the point I'm making. I just talked about this, man. Like, we don't know the backstory, and the Grand Priest might be like the great grandchild. The angels might be related to the demon realm too. Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't have all the answers yet. That's the point. So, are you big into power scaling? Because I've noticed a lot of artists don't really mess with that side of the fandom.
Not really. No, I mean, I used to do it as a kid, but I'm so over trying to do all that.
Yeah, I'm weird because I like everything. Like, I can talk to you about art and your fandom. I can talk to a power scaler. Like, it's all fun to me. You know what I mean? It's all.
Yes.
But there's people who are only in it for like shipping, and I like a lot of things.
I'm not a hardcore shipper. Actually, I don't think I've ever shipped anyone in Dragon Ball, period. To be honest with you.
That's comforting to know. That's very comforting to know. All right. Skull Leniti says, enjoying Daima, do you think we'll see SS3 Goku? I already answered that question. We are going to see SS3 Goku.
Let's go.
That's not a leak. I mean, that's, even if I know for a fact we're going to see it, but I knew before Daima started. However, they're going to do it because we've already seen Goku do SS1 and SS2. It's just, yes, we're going to see SS3 Goku. That's a question I get almost every week. I guess you haven't been here for the previous streams, and that's fine. Yes, we are. And not only are we going to see it, we're going to see it soon. That's why I picked that thumbnail here. Dante Espinoza says, I grew up watching Dragon Ball, and I really love what they done with Daima. Yeah, I mean, I like the lore and stuff like that. I like all the creativity behind it. Do I wish there was a little bit more action? Yes, but it's a nitpick. What do you think about like the action balance versus the story?
Let's see here. I feel like it's pretty fair. I feel like it kind of has a bit of everything. Like, we definitely are picking up on a lot of lore that we would have never gotten otherwise if Dragon Ball Daima didn't exist. The story is, so far, it has been. I feel like they kind of hit us with a bunch of lore, and like some of the later episodes that we've had, like, because for a while they were just kind of traveling to try to get the Dragon Balls for a while, and then all of a sudden, like in the last like maybe 3 or 4 episodes, that most recent episodes, they kind of hit us with a lot of lore. So I feel like there's a fair balance of fighting and story. There definitely is a lot more comical moments that are more reminiscent of Dragon Ball. I feel like it's a good balance so far, and I think the reason why I say that is because if there's a lot of fighting, kind of like all over the place, it wouldn't make the climax that we're coming towards be as like prevalent. So that's just my view take on it.
Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on, I'm going to go to a specific new piece of information that Daima introduced. What do you think about the Tamagami and the idea of the Dragon Balls having guardians? I've actually said that the Tamagami, the way they look, their weapons, like the idea that they're guardians of Dragon Balls, that's my favorite thing that Daima's introduced. What about you? What do you think about them specifically?
I mean, at first I was kind of a little like off put by it, but I'm a traditionalist, so like I'm used to us just trying to find the Dragon Balls and with the Dragon Raider and all that jazz. I mean,
Yeah.
I was okay with it. I mean, it's just that to me, like they kind of look like mechas, and like
Yes.
I don't know if that's
I
something
love
that
that.
I'm not a big fan of mechas. I don't know if it's something I particularly like. I also wasn't it also the old Namekian that we met on that planet. What is his name? Didn't he like basically
Neba.
make those?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he created them. And he created the Dragon Balls.
I feel like I feel like it's something that lore wise I don't see a Namekian doing something like that. I mean, yeah, yes, they've always been like protectors of the Dragon Balls, but I feel like what would have been more lore accurate and something if they made it like maybe like other Namekians or something, like if they had three Namekians that stayed behind and did that, because I don't see Namekians deploying much use of technology. Like as we've
That's
seen on their planet, they kind of have a more rural lifestyle, so I don't really see them using that kind of mecha thing to protect the Dragon Balls is what I think.
That's a very, very good point. That's a very good point. I mean, the way that I kind of rationalize it in my head is Neba is clearly, and if you don't believe me, what he did in episode 1 and what he did in this last episode is proof. Magic wise, he might be the strongest Namekian we've ever seen. He literally took the Dragon Balls in the first episode, did some papara popuruse, and fucking reactivated them. And then this last episode, he took a force field that even knocked Goku unconscious temporarily. He created that with magic. So the fact that he was able to disable the force field and all that, this Neba dude is really, really strong. So it could be that he created the Tamagami. Like he obviously made them out of magic, right? No question about it. But like it could be that maybe after the Namekians left is when he created them. Maybe it was a thing where like they all left and he was like, well, I'm lonely. Let me do this. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that we don't have the problem with this type of conversation is we don't have the dates on any of this because has not been a Dragon Ball established timeline with the Daima stuff in it. We just know it happened millions of years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right, definitely. I definitely still feel like it's not something that Namekians would do. I feel like it would have been cooler if we had to see like more, like if we saw like three Namekians guarding it, because I feel like that seems like something that the Namekians would do more
They
than
did.
just have these magic made mechas.
Right. They did it in
I
Dragon
would have
Ball.
preferred that, to be honest. If we got like
And
three new cool Guardian characters, but that's just me.
no, it's cool. That's why I asked you. We did see that because the way that it was portrayed in Dragon Ball Z, each Namekian village had warrior Namekians to protect the Dragon Balls. It wasn't one, but I just like the design of the Tamagami. I know you say you're not really into mechs, and to be honest with you, I'm not super into mechs like a lot of other people are. Like I know people who buy those fucking Gundam diorama like you know those like what do you call them? Those expensive like Gundam model kits. That's never
Yeah.
been me. I don't have the patience for it.
No.
It's you got to glue everything and paint it. It's just not. But some people obsess over it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but I agree with you in that I would have loved to have seen more powerful Namekians. I was kind of surprised when they revealed he's the last one. That means that everyone left, and he's the only one that got left behind. I have this theory that at the end of Daima, he's going to end up going to planet Namek and staying with the Namekians like from then on to live out the rest of his days. What do you think about that? You think it's a possibility he might make it out and go join the Namekians and just be at peace? Or do you think he stays in there?
It's kind of hard to say because he did mention he was waiting for everyone to return, which never happened.
Never happened, yeah.
I don't know if that's something he would end up doing if he has more, if he would rather be in, you know, where he is now or go on with everyone. It's kind of hard to say because he was waiting for everyone to return and it never ended up happening. So it's hard to say. I mean, I think he might return with everyone, maybe,
Do
but
you think?
it's kind of hard for me to say, to be honest.
What do you think about a lot of people saying the Tamagamis might fuse? Well, I don't know if we're gonna see that. What do you think about that?
Can
That
you
they're
repeat
all
the
gonna
question?
fuse? Oh, I was saying a lot of people have been saying that they think the Tamagami are gonna fuse to make it like a super Tamagami. Well, I was asking
Oh
what you
my
thought about
god,
that.
that would be crazy. Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that might happen, but I don't know. I feel like right now we're kind of more focused on that new like Ginyu Force style group. And I also feel like Arinsu is going to play some bigger role in the end, with making some kind of problems happen or whatever. Um, but it's something that I think might happen. I just feel like the pacing has kind of shifted a bit on who the big baddies are and like the big problem for our heroes. So it might happen, but I feel like we're kind of shifting away from the Tamagamis a little bit, to be honest.
I think you're right. I said that in a stream. I think it might have been last week's stream where I said that it seems like we're done with them, but you never know. I mean, it's like the thing with the Giants. Like one of the reasons why I didn't like episode 13 is because the Giants storyline is inconsequential. I've had some people bring up to me, they're like, well, what if the Giants come back? I don't think they're going to come back. I don't think we're going to see them again in later Daima episodes. But if they do come back, that would in turn make that episode more important. And that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna be the first one to say, yes, this makes the episode more important. I mean, that's just, you know,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know what else to say. All right, Pod says, "Hey, Danny, love your channel and videos. You're a real one, brother. We all mess up sometimes, but hey, we're only humans at the end of the day." I agree with that.
That's true.
Yep. JD says, with the current fears of Neba, do you think he may know or have some relation to Zalama? Oh God, that question's been asked about 1,000 times. Not necessarily on here, but like the fandom's been asking that question. While it's not clear Zalama was Namekian, it's clear he was likely a Majin and fits the Namekian culture IMO. Well, I mean, it's never been revealed that he's a Namekian, but a lot of people think he is. So it's a thing where until we see Zalama, I cannot say. But originally, I thought that Zalama predated Neba. Now, after the last few episodes, I changed my mind on that. I think Neba's older. I think Zalama and the Super Dragon Balls came after Neba. Have you thought about any of this? How the Super Dragon Balls tie into like the character? Has it not really crossed your mind?
Um, not too much, to be honest, in terms of crossing my mind. Can you remind me who Zalama is again?
Zalama was the guy who, and I don't blame you for asking because they only mentioned him like once. He's the character who created the Super Dragon Balls, the ones they used in Dragon Ball Super. He created them, and then the Namekians used shavings from the Super Dragon Balls to make the Namekian Dragon Balls. A lot of people think he's Namekian. I think it's definitely possible. It hasn't been confirmed yet. And
Oh,
definitely a Namekian from the demon realm now based on the Daima lore. So that's who Zalama is. All we know about him is that he made the Super Dragon Balls, or her. That's all we know. There's nothing
I
else
don't
out there.
know if there's any relation to Zalama. Now that you're mentioning it, they don't ever mention if he's in the Namekian or not. Kind of like what JD says.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's something that might be mentioned later on. I feel like it's something that they I feel like Dragon Ball sometimes kind of puts in lore and then we mention it once for that one thing and then we don't go back to it. So I feel like that might end up being the case.
I'm so happy
They
you
do that
said that.
sometimes.
I'm so happy you said that, because that's the thing I've been trying to tell people, including even JD, that Dragon Ball sometimes will mention something and then we never get more information on it. Like
That's exactly it.
like Yamoshi. Everyone, when the Broly trailers were coming out before we knew it was Broly, and they were talking about how the villain's probably going to be a Saiyan, a lot of people, Yamoshi, Yamoshi, Yamoshi.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think sometimes they'll tell us these backstories. Like, here's another one. The Namekian Book of Legends. People are still asking. People this week were like, does Neba have the Namekian Book of Legends? That was mentioned
Not gonna.
once.
They're never gonna go over it. They're never gonna go over it.
Right. They mentioned it once in Battle of Gods, the anime, not even the movie. And that's the last time we heard of it. We haven't heard shit about it since.
They're not gonna go over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think Zalama, if Zalama does get revealed as being a member of the Demon Realm, then it would not surprise me.
Yeah, definitely.
Sleep says, what if we get Super Saiyan 3 Kaioken Goku and Daima?
That'd be nice.
I don't think we're gonna see that, because that's a double stamina drain. Like, he's gonna end up feeling like he's been through a nuclear war by the end of that fight. You know what I mean? Because he'll be totally have nothing left. It would be a cool visual, though, and it would give people a chance to buy more toys. And that's always something they're thinking about, you know?
Yeah, but realistically, him being a kid, the strain on his body probably wouldn't go well.
Yeah. People were asking, like, if we're going to get more of an explanation of Vegeta Super Saiyan 3. And I default back to what you said a minute ago. We probably won't. I know some people want to know if he was able to get past the stamina drain and stuff like that, the energy drain. I don't know if they're going to address that or not. I hope they do, because that's more important to me than a lot of other things. But at the back of my head, I'm thinking, like, I don't think Toriyama cares that much.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like somebody who's he's a lore master by accident. Okay, we're getting a lot of these. I was expecting a few, but not this many, and that's okay. I appreciate it, y'all. Geekdom, I know the super anime is not in production, and I'm not asking when it's coming. Thank God. Thanks for the super chat, bro, for not asking me. No, he says, I would just like your personal opinion if they'll ever do it, even if it's 10 years from now. Yes, I've answered this question before. I think they are going to eventually do it, because Toriyama co-wrote a lot of those stories with Toyotaro, and they're going to want Moro in the video games. It's actually, and Granola and Ultra Ego, it's actually kind of a shock that they haven't done it yet at all. It's very, I mean, I know why. I've talked about why, but it's very strange. I just don't like talking about the super anime coming back, because all it does is bring back negative feelings of shit that happened to me in 2019. And until we have an announcement, until we have something, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, until we have something tangible, like a real good, like, inside news break or something, I just don't even want to think about it. Like, I just don't want to even, I would love it if it happened. I just don't like talking about it, because there's nothing going on. So what's the point? I had this guy on Twitter the other day. This is during Friday when people were being really, really dumb. He was basically saying, Silva, I agree with you, but I'm letting you know that some people want that. I agree with you. I'm sorry. Let me get back to what I was saying. And this guy was, and this is right here what I was telling you about how people are very emotional. He's like, what's wrong with letting fans dream? What's wrong with fans wanting to see Moro at the end of Daima? What's wrong with people wanting it? And it's like, dude, nothing is wrong with people wanting it, but I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. I'm the kind of guy who lives in reality. I'm the kind of guy who likes to live here in the real world. This is, you know what that kind of behavior is? That behavior is basically the guy There's always a guy like this who he likes this girl. She doesn't text him back. She never makes an effort to hang out with him. She doesn't do anything at all that makes him think that she likes him. I think she likes me, bro. I think she likes me. She's playing hard to get. No, bro, she doesn't like you. She's with another guy. She doesn't. No, you know what? She's trying to make me jealous. No, dude, she doesn't like you. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
my
that's
gosh.
that's what when somebody just let people hope. It's like, why would I do that? Why would I be okay with somebody? Hey, let me just tell you this real quick, bro. The earth isn't flat. Well, how do you know? That's when the conversation ends, bro. It's like,
Oh goodness.
there
I'm
you
so
go.
sorry you have to deal with all sorts of people on the internet geekdom.
Yeah, it is what it is. This has made me laugh. What's wrong with setting yourself up for disappointment? Exactly. Yes, it is simp stalker level behavior. It's just weird. Like I'm telling you, you're not gonna get Moro in the post-credit scene of Daima. There's nothing going on right now with the Moro arc being animated. Do I wish that I had better news? Of course I do. What's wrong with letting people dream? Bro, keep
You can
dreaming.
dream, but that doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not the idea that
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
No, but you're right. The idea that I'm trying to stop some nerd from fantasizing about something that he wants to have happen, I mean, go for it, you know? Go for it. All right.
I'm very minimal on the internet these days, geekdom. I mean, I've had my fair share of haters on the internet, but for me, I just see it as I'm just gonna post my stuff, keep to my circle of friends, and that's it. I don't pay any attention to haters on the internet. I've had some haters on my art in the past, and they don't even bother with me anymore because they know I'm not gonna even engage with them. So.
Yes. No, and that's smart. I've been more careful with my time. This wasn't really a hater. It was just a guy
he sounds like a fanatic.
Well, he sounds like an idiot, if you ask me. What's wrong with letting people believe? What's wrong with letting people believe lies? The minute that you start a sentence with or a phrase with "What's wrong with letting people believe lies?" You and I are.
You can't do that as a news content creator. You have to be factual.
Right, but just in life as a whole, like my philosophy is I want to know the truth about everything. I don't like being lied to from anyone. I want people to be honest, and unfortunately people aren't, right? So my philosophy of life is just be honest with me, even if it hurts my feelings. But these guys, you know, let them dream, and it's such loser like. Okay, dude, keep fucking fantasizing, and ain't nobody gonna stop you. All right, no one's trying to stop you.
Are there any more questions?
Yeah, we got 3 more. Okay, Gabby says, really love Glorio. I hope he can get more development. Well, what do you think about Glorio being Dr. Arinsu's sidekick or whatever?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I have this little joke here. You never trust the white-haired anime guy. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but you never trust the white-haired anime guy. I've noticed that, and the minute I saw Glorio, I knew that there was something up with him. I just knew that he was someone that couldn't be trusted. I think I like him as a character, but the fact that he's working with Arinsu is like, I totally saw it coming. So.
I think some people are thinking he's going to eventually come to the good side. You know what I mean? He'll have like a change of heart, but clearly
I hope so.
He's clearly gathering those balls up for her, and you know, there you go. Shin distrusting Glorio seems to have been dropped. No, it was not dropped. Bro, just because you don't see something for a few episodes does not mean that it's dropped. This is another, I guess you can say, another issue I see people having is they don't see something and all of a sudden it's dropped. How many episodes was it between episode 1 and episode 7? Episode 7, when we saw the third eye in Hibis's belt. 7 episodes. Did anybody say, oh, it looks like that story's been dropped? Come on, man. Like, this show's been pre-written, dude. The idea of a story being dropped, this is already written, bro. They're not writing this week to week. They're not writing this story every week, and the animators are rushing to get it out. It's done
Could you
already.
imagine?
But you know, like,
everything's been pre-written already.
That's what I'm saying.
Toriyama wrote everything.
They didn't. This is not dropped like that. I think because the idea of a storyline being dropped happens in between seasons, or it happens with like TV. Like weekly soap operas do that, but this is Dragon Ball is already, it's not like that. It's not like that. All right. Sleep says, I'm going to be honest. I love Daima, but if we have to wait for another 5 to 10 years for a new anime, I'm probably going to forget Dragon Ball exists. I will be 30 at that point. Well, first of all, I'm 40, my friend, and I haven't forgotten it. So I highly doubt you're going to forget it. That's number one. Number two, again, ain't nobody, I'm not handcuffing you. Toei is not handcuffing you into being a Dragon Ball fan. You can leave the fandom right now. In fact, it might be better for your mental health if you do that. That's what we've been talking about. But look, I don't blame you. I live my life different than a lot of people, because if there's no Dragon Ball coming, you know what I do, brother? I'm into other things. Wait a minute. He likes other things besides Dragon Ball? No. Yeah, I'm like that guy I told you about. I'm not sitting here like Deku was in episode 1 of My Hero. I'm waiting for Super. I'm waiting for Super. I'm waiting for Super. No, bro, I watch other things, homie. Like, I don't, you know what? If Dragon Ball doesn't come back, I quit. All right. Like, I can't blame you. You could have quit last year. You could quit right now. Like, it's your life, dude. It's your life. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, there's always going to be other cool anime for you to watch. That's kind of the way I was seeing Super for a while after Dragon Ball Super was over. I'm like, there's always going to be other cool anime. And then, while you're watching those things, they'll come up with new content like Daima, for example. So.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not even just beyond anime. Like, there's other things, like there's so many books to read. There's so many movies to watch. Like, I don't just sit here and just wait for more Dragon Ball. Like, when it comes, great. And when it doesn't, that's okay. You really hate Deku. Did I say at any point that I hated Deku? Did that word come out of my mouth, bro?
Is someone saying that? No way. He didn't say that. He didn't say he hates Deku.
Dana, this is what I deal with on a daily fucking basis, dude. This is what I deal with on a daily basis. I really liked pancakes the other day. That means you hate waffles. Fuck you. Fuck you. You hate waffles. Fuck you. That's what people in this fandom need to grow the fuck up.
Just ignore it. That's what I do. Like, I have 0 haters at this point because I just ignore everything.
No, I mean, I ignore it, but I still see it. I don't respond back to them, but I still see it.
You just did right now, though.
Well, yeah, but he's in the chat.
I wouldn't even have said anything.
But he's in the chat. I mean, he's there.
You probably have 5 million other people in the chat saying other nice stuff.
Well, I mean, he's not being mean. He's not being mean. He's just being an idiot, He made fun of My Hero episode 1. He must hate Deku. Quick, burn him on the fucking cross. Like, come on, man. Like, get a life. All right. JD says, do you think the Makaioshin have been handled poorly so far? Degasu has described by Shin as not getting along with his kind. Degasu acts more like Shin, ignorant god, LOL, than Zamasu. Thoughts? Well, Zamasu was a rebel. Zamasu was a rebel, and Zamasu really hated the mortals and then wound up hating the gods. Degasu, I do think that I expected more from Degasu. He's basically just Goma's lackey, and I did kind of want more. Dana, what do you think about Degasu? Did you have bigger expectations for him? What do you think?
Oh, I'm reading the question. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the names. Can you remind me who this character is?
Wait, which one? Which one? Degasu or Zalama? Or Zamasu? Zamasu, I'm sorry.
Degasu. I know Zamasu.
Oh yeah, duh. I'm an idiot. Degasu is the sidekick of Goma. The Shin's brother, the one that's been hanging out with Goma the whole time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. Sorry, I feel so bad. I swear to God, I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I'm terrible with names.
I understand. You haven't gotten used to the names yet. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So do you think he's been wasted? That's kind of the question I think he's trying to get to.
Yeah, I maybe a little bit. I feel like he's just kind of there. I do feel like he was handled kind of poorly. That's what I think. So I agree.
Arinsu is way more interesting.
Yeah, Arinsu was definitely more interesting. I agree with you.
Yeah. I agree with you as well, or whatever. All right. JD says, I'm not JD. Sorry. Junior RD says, dead in the middle of Little Italy. Little did we know that we riddled two middlemen who didn't do diddly. What rapper said this? Dana, favorite anime. I think that was Eminem who said that. Because it sounds like something Eminem would say. And then what do you have a favorite anime? Please say Dragon Ball. No, go ahead. Whatever's your favorite.
Actually, my favorite anime is actually Parasite the Maxim.
I don't think I've seen that one. When did that?
You haven't seen it? No, you have to see it. Parasite the Maxim.
What is this? What is that about?
It's about a high school boy named Shinichi Izumi. There's these aliens that fall to Earth, and they're called parasites because they eat your brain, and then they become you, and then they're like shapeshifters, and then they like shapeshift their heads into like morph blades, and it's just the coolest thing ever.
That sounds like the movie. There's a movie called The Puppet Masters that came out all the way back in the 90s about aliens that can shapeshift into like that. So that's kind of interesting. I just looked it up. Parasite the Maxim.
You've never heard of it? No way. I would have sworn someone like you would have heard of it by now because you know so many anime.
That's the thing. I don't. That's the big misnomer about me. Like, I love me some anime, like especially some of the stuff from the 90s.
It's on Netflix.
I'm not a hardcore fan.
I highly recommend you watch it. I recommend the Japanese dub over the English, but it's up to you.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you said that too. But it says here that it was on Adult Swim for a while.
Yeah, it was on Adult Swim. Yeah.
And it's only 24 episodes, so that seems like that's good. I mean, that's enough time.
Yeah, I think you should watch it. It's really great.
People are saying
it really pulls at your heart a lot. Like, I feel so bad for Shinichi and all the shit he goes through. I don't know if anyone in the comment section has watched it.
Well, no, people in there are saying they like the ending and that it's a classic. I just haven't seen that one. I don't even know what I was doing in 2014. That was right before I started the channel. And when I started the channel is when I got back into Dragon Ball. But like also I got into Hunter x Hunter at that time, and I don't hate it, but it didn't connect with me.
I like Hunter x Hunter. It's okay.
Yeah, it just didn't connect with me like Dragon Ball did. And then I liked One Punch Man a lot, but I never got around
to I like One Punch Man, yeah. That's another good one. I've liked from the era of like 2014 anime. Like I still like Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. So even though everyone for Ufotable, the animation studio, was all about Demon Slayer, I'm still watching like Fate Stay Night over and over.
What do you think about Mob Psycho 100?
That's another good one. I haven't personally watched that one, but I've seen a lot of artists do artwork about it. That's kind of how I found out about my anime, is when I see an artist draw the character, I'm like, oh, that looks like a cool anime, and then I go watch it. That's one I haven't personally watched yet, but it's on my list.
Yeah, I was just curious because that one, and then Dr. Stone, and then what's the firefighter one that came out 2020, I think it was. You know what I'm talking about? The firefighter one? Fire Force, I think it's called.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember either. Maybe someone in the comments will say it.
I think it's called Fire Force. Yeah, that one.
Fire Force, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, Fire Force. Yeah, I wanted. People kept saying to watch it. I just never. There's a lot of shows. Like there's still a lot of live action shows that I need to finish. Like I need to finish Sopranos. I need to finish Breaking Bad. Like there's just a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's just there's only enough hours in the day because people are like, oh, watch this anime. Oh, play this video game. Oh, watch this show.
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
you know what I mean?
Parasite's pretty short, so I highly recommend you watch Parasite. But it's up to you what you want to do.
Right. No. I mean, I the idea is something that I would dig because they've done it in movies. So I mean that I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Speed Punch says, I noticed Goku said Yosha in the last ep, and I think that might mean Vegeta or a new fusion might come.
Oh.
You want to know? You want to know what else, bro? You want to know what else Goku said, bro? Goku said he farted. So you know what that means? That means that he's probably going to finish off Goma with a fart because, you know, everything Goku says is foreshadowing. So clearly,
come on.
The fact that Goku,
that would have been exciting though. I don't know. I would have been like, oh, that might be foreshadowing with Vegito, but you never know. We can only hope.
here's the issue. Yosha is a very common phrase in Japan.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's like if you know what it's like? It's like if I'm watching Power Rangers and somebody says Cowabunga. Oh my God, they're bringing the Ninja Turtles back to Power Rangers. I can't wait. Bro, Yosha is a very common Japanese thing to say. Yeah. So do not take one line. Well, he doesn't know that. Don't take one line from a character and assume it's foreshadowing, bro. Yosha means all right or like let's go. It's like Gzo, like it's like an action thing.
Yes.
I need Goku to win off of a fart. Yeah. Don't take one line that Goku says playfully as foreshadowing for Vegito, bro. The only foreshadowing for Vegito that we've seen is the bugs. Here we go. Geek them low key be negative. Maybe you shouldn't say stupid shit. Maybe if you didn't say stupid shit like what you said a minute ago, I wouldn't be negative. I'm actually not negative, bro, but you know everything about me, so I don't know anything about myself. Okay. Jesus Eber Martinez. Glorio is a fake puppet. I think Popo's hair puppet. Popo's hair puppet?
I don't know what he means by that.
I don't know what he means by that either. Hair? Neba will boost the DB for 2 wishes. Oh, well, that I could see happening. 1, everyone back to adults. 2, Glorio to become a real boy. Wait, so I think he's saying that. I think he's saying that Glorio is not even a real person. Like he's manufactured by a Rinsu. I don't think that's the case. I haven't heard that before.
I don't think so. I don't think he's like a homunculus or some shit. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, or like the aliens that you were talking about in Parasite, like they're controlled. I don't. Is he being mind controlled? That could be, but I think he's got freedom. Like I think he.
No,
I think.
I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
don't
don't
think.
think so.
Could Glorio be like an android? Dude, he's firing lightning and he knows magic. I mean, I guess he could, but no. There's no. There's no foreshadowing to Glorio being. There's no clues to Glorio being an android. That's what I'm trying to say. There's like no clues. You know what I mean? Like it's like this is like when somebody asked me about Vegeta's mom. Actually, it wasn't that recent. It was like maybe a year ago. He's like, what do you think about Vegeta's mom? I'm like, they've never revealed her. We don't know anything about her or her name. Do you think she existed? Yeah. You want me to tell you how babies are born? And then it's like, well, what do we know about her? It's like, we don't know anything because the guy wanted me to make a video about Vegeta's mom. Here's the video. Hey, guys, this is Danny. Vegeta had a mom. She was never shown. We know nothing about her, and she probably died on Planet Vegeta. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. That's
Could
the
you
video.
imagine?
Yeah, but like that's actually not something that is something worth criticizing about Dragon Ball. We don't know anything about Bulma's mom, Yamcha's mom, Krillin's mom. Like
I
there's a
guess it's
lot of
not needed. It's not really needed, you know?
I agree with you. It's not needed, but it's also like we see Bulma's mom. So does Krillin have a family? I mean, I know he went to Orin Temple as a kid, but there are legitimate questions, you know?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It's not needed from Toriyama's kind of perspective, but I think I understand people's curiosity.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this. We got 6 episodes left. They've already teased Fusion because this is what people really, I think, are wanting to talk about. Do you think they are going to go with another Goku Vegeta fusion, a third one, or do you think they're going to do something else? Because we're going to see the fusion. It's foreshadowed. I'm just curious about what you think. Do you think we're going to see Vegeta Goku, or will it be like Vegeta Piccolo or Goku Glorio or something totally different?
Knowing Dragon Ball and how it kind of keeps the same kind of recycled ideas, kind of like what we're doing with Daima in some ways. Well, it's not too recycled, but anyways,
Right.
what I'm getting at here is, I think they'll just do Goku and Vegeta because they know that's what fans like. I don't think they'll do something like Goku and Piccolo because it seems a little too outlandish. I don't think they're gonna do that. Plus, we already know that Vegeta is stronger than Piccolo, so I doubt they're gonna want to do that. And I don't think Goku would want to do it either, to be honest.
Kibito teleports to the demon realm and fuses with Shin. Let me ask you a question. If Kibito could teleport to the demon realm, why did they have to use a ship to get there and go through warp? If
Oh my god! Oh my god! That would be horrible! All that time wasted!
If Kibito could teleport to the demon realm, because we know he can teleport multiple people, why didn't he just teleport them there and come back?
That's a good point. Oh my god.
You gotta think a little bit. You gotta think a little bit. I'm just saying, you know? This makes me laugh. This guy in the chat is like asking me for a leak, and then he goes, I'm sorry if you answer it already. I didn't pay attention. See, that's great, bro. Hey, teacher, I didn't pay attention. Can you repeat everything you just said? That's not what he said, but it reminded me of that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I'm just teasing at this point. I'm just fucking around. But I'm not going into leaks. But I am going to ask you, though, what do you think about the talk of another transformation, an exclusive Demon Realm transformation? What do you think about that? Dragon Ball always drops new transformations?
I don't know if it's something that's gonna happen. I think it would be pretty cool if one of the Kaioshins had a transformation. Since I feel like that's something that's not really ever done, but the
Never been done, yeah.
likelihood of it happening probably is low. I want to say. I don't think it would happen, to be honest.
Every Dragon Ball series has like its own like new form. I think Super had like 4 or whatever, right? And you notice that like with Superhero, we had the 2 new Piccolo forms in Gohan. That's why I think people are speculating. I don't think it's necessarily like, that many of them originally would have thought it would have happened, but I've seen some people straight up say that it's not happening. Now, I have said that there is something coming in February, but I'm not going to reveal what it is. I've already gone over this. I'm not going to go into leaks especially on this stream. So there is something coming. It's just, do you have, because I've never asked you this question, do you have transformation fatigue because of Super? Do you think that Super gave us too many new forms? And do you think that at this point they need to scale back on that? What do you think as like a fan, as a writer, as like, do you think that they're it's too easy of a crutch for them?
I don't think there's transformation fatigue. I mean, that's kind of like what Dragon Ball's all about, right? It's about kind of like Zenkai boosting and going to the next level and seeing how much stronger you can get. I don't have a problem with there being new transformations, though. I don't know if Goku in particular will get a new one, since we've already had quite a number of him for Super. So I don't have a problem with there being new transformations. It's just the likelihood of it happening for characters like Goku might not be a thing.
Well, we'll talk about that here in just a minute. This comment right here, Z had 3. Actually, it had more than 3, because Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3 is what he's assuming. But there's also grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, fake Super Saiyan, Saiyan Power, and Frieza's transformations, Cell's transformations, Boo's transformations, the movie characters. There's always some kind of damn metamorphosis going on in this show. What I was going to bring up with the transformation to you is, and to the chat, this is for everybody, if Goku or whomever gets a new form, they're going to have to explain why that form was not used later, because we see Goku using Super Saiyan 3 against Beerus, and Battle of Gods is after Daima. So timeline-wise. So it's got to be a form that is only going to be temporary and that is only going to be in the demon realm. So does that change your idea and your perspective of, a new form coming in? You know what I mean?
I don't really think so. I feel like if they were to make a new form and make it more like about the demon realm, it would be it might be something he only uses there, but I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do anything like draw upon demon realm energy or some shit. I don't know. That would be interesting, but I don't see Goku doing anything like that. I don't think it would be necessarily fixed. It would be interesting to see something new like that, but I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I'm just saying if it happens, they're going to have to explain why we never saw the form in Super. Like, they're going to have to figure out a way to explain that. And I think they will. I think that they will explain it. I want to highlight this right here. He says, am I the only one surprised that Piccolo didn't hear Glorio communicating with Arinsu? No, you're not the only one, but you're one of the few. And that is a very, very, very good point. We know Piccolo has those awesome Namekian ears. We know that he can hear things from far away. That makes sense. He should have heard the conversation, right? I think what he's saying makes sense. Why didn't he hear it? That's true.
That's a good point. I almost forgot about that, because they haven't really used that too often for Piccolo. Yeah, that's probably what the writers thought. They probably forgot about it, and
you know what's funny about that is we see it used multiple times in Dragon Ball Z. Like
Yes.
when Trunks is talking to Goku about the future timeline and all the bad stuff that happened, he's off like in the distance and the whole group is over here and his big ass ears can hear his Namekian
Maybe
ears heard everything, so you would think he could hear Glorio.
maybe it's because he's a kid. Maybe that's like their excuse. He's a kid now, so his Namekian ears aren't developed enough or some shit.
Is that why he
That's
forgot
probably
to
the
speak?
excuse they give.
Is that why he forgot to speak Namekian because he's a kid again?
No, it's because he hasn't used the language in a while. He mentioned that he was on Earth for too long.
I know, but that's also BS because the tournament was not that long ago, and he's also got nail inside of him. So, not literally. Pause. All right. Sleep says, I only see a new form coming if Goku gets the third eye. Very good point. Very, very good point. He's saying maybe one of the good guys will get the third eye and power themselves up. And I have seen theories like that being lobbed around from people. What do you think about that theory?
Let's see here. I think that would be really interesting. I feel like that probably is the direction they're going to go for if he gets the third eye, because I feel like that's something that's going to be really important later on. And I feel like that would be something they would do, like if it gives them like a boost in power or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's going to. It's just, is Goku going to be the one to use it? And then the question is, here's the real question, I think, is he even going to know how to use it? Because that's why this upcoming episode is super important, because I think we're going to find out. I think we're going to find out like about the third eye. I did want to ask you actually, damn, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Let me get to I saw a question that triggered me into asking you a question, but I forgot what the question was. All right, let me get to the next one then. If I remember it, I'll ask you. Dragon Slayer says, I'm curious, with Warp shut down, how are they going to explain how Kibito and Shin refuse? Also, is Shin only one that can Kai? All right. I'm not going to be a dick, but I'm going to say it like this. How are they going to explain Kibito and Shin refusing? What if, when Daima ends, they leave the demon realm and go back to Universe 7 and refuse there? Where is this idea coming from that is Shin gonna just stay in the demon realm, bro, for the rest of his life? You know what I mean? Like, this is not a difficult thing to figure out. When they finish off the deal with the demon realm, he's not staying behind with Neba, bro. Him and Neba aren't going to play hopscotch for eternity. He's going back to Universe 7. You know? Why would they refuse? I'll get to that. As far as Kai, Kibito can do it, but why will they refuse? I already made a theory about this, right? And it's not really serious. It's more of a joking thing. Hold on. I have to address one other thing in just a minute, because there's okay, wait. I have to debunk some misinformation. Okay. But before we get there, I lost my train of thought again. That's the thing. When you're reading the chat, here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to go back to Universe 7. Kibito's going to say, I brought you, or Supreme Kai's going to go up to Shin and be like, hey, I brought some snacks from the demon realm. What's this? It's a bug. Don't eat it. And then he eats it and they refuse again. Hey, let's go unfuse through Boo. Oh, he's asleep. That's it. It's not that hard. That's the explanation. They're going to turn it into a gag. That's what I think. Okay. This is crazy right here. So this guy John Michael Sama Maria is going through all these transformations, and some of these aren't real transformations. Like Z Power Enhanced Super Saiyan, that's not a real transformation, bro. I don't know what Wikipedia page or what Instagram page you read that from. There is no such thing as Z Power Enhanced Super Saiyan, bro. Like that is made up, homie. And then he says the form Goku used when delivering the final blow to Broly. That is not a new form. Goku got the power of Trunks, Piccolo, Gohan, and Vegeta and punched Broly and killed him. It's not a new form. There is no such thing as Z Power Enhanced Super Saiyan, bro. That sounds like something I would read like from like a Dokkan card or something, Z Power Enhanced. You know what I mean? There's no such thing, bro. There's no
No.
such thing. I'm just making sure he knows that.
I thought that was just Super Saiyan.
It is just Super Saiyan. That's what I'm saying, bro. Z Power Enhanced Super Saiyan. No, bro, it's just Super Saiyan. Like that's it. And then Super Saiyan 2, 3, then Potential Unleashed. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess Potential Unleashed is Ultimate Gohan, so that would be a form. But I just wanted to clarify, I've never heard that Z Power Enhanced thing, dude. The people, I think, have read into that ending too much. Oh, Goku punched Broly's scar. No, he didn't. There is no scar. Goku just got strong enough to punch Broly. How the fuck does it make any sense that the legendary Super Saiyan has a scar that never healed from fucking 50 years ago when regular human beings have scars that heal from like everything, including open heart surgery? But somehow Broly kept his scar open for 30 years. It doesn't make sense. And people have said that for years, and I didn't know anything about this until I got on the internet. Like when I saw that movie, when I saw Dragon Ball movie 8, right? Dragon Ball Z movie 8, the Broly movie, it's just Goku turns Super Saiyan and then gets the power from everybody else and punches Broly and kills him. That's it. There's no like scar that opened up. But I read that online and I'm like, where'd they get this from? Like, and what it is it's clearly a guy who started a rumor on some fucking Facebook page or some Instagram page or some YouTuber that just spread and spread and spread and spread and spread. Like, for example, hey, is there going to be a Daima season 2? I don't know if there's going to be a Daima season 2, but I know that's not being worked on right now. But there's people who are spreading rumors saying that it's going to be 2 seasons. That is a lie. If it is 2 seasons, it hasn't been announced yet, and it's not being worked on yet. When Daima ends next month, that's it, at least for now. We'll see. So, but I'm just saying this, Dana, because my point is there's a lot of like stuff that I see that I wonder where the hell did it come from? Like who started this? And it's clearly just somebody who made a video or a TikTok or something, and it's spread and spread and spread, and
It could also just be the fans themselves like formulating ideas, and then it just kind of spreads like that. It might not necessarily be like one big YouTuber or something. It's kind of like it's kind of like when people would always like speculate and make up Super Saiyan 5 forms and all this stuff, and wanting to make like these fake images of it being real, and it's just that's just how it is in fandoms. People make up stuff.
No, I know, and that's why I wanted to highlight his comment, because I wanted to make sure that people knew that that's not a real form. That is, people have read into that Broly ending really deeply, when that's one of the few times where
that was just Super Saiyan. No,
yeah, and he just got the power from everybody else. It's not that deep. So let me ask you then. All right, so I want to talk about episode 13 and 14. Episode 13 was like my least favorite. Thank you, Black Saiyan. I actually didn't know it was him. I appreciate that, and I actually love Dream Shatterer. But okay, episode 13 of Daima is not my favorite episode. Episode 14, some people said, was not their favorite. I saw some people saying that they did not like episode 14 less than 13. Now, I did like it because we actually got the Demon World 1, right? Like things actually
Yeah.
happened. What do you think? What do you think? Did you dislike those episodes? Because I've also noticed that people that binge Daima do tend to like it more because there's not that 1 week of like buildup. It's like it all sort of flows through. So what did you think about 13 and 14? Your opinion?
I thought the flow was fine. I mean, as I mentioned, I had watched up to episode 6 with my sister like a few weeks ago, and then I got busy with getting ready for school again. So I feel like with episode 13, the flow was fine. But that's also because I had binge watched it. Now I understand the feeling might be different for someone having to wait every week for the next episode. But I felt like episode 13 was okay. In my opinion, it was okay. I did like 14 more because they finally got to the first demon world. So it definitely has it definitely gives us kind of like a feeling of us moving along in the story, because that's the other thing I wanted to mention to you. I feel like there's so much traveling in Dragon Ball Daima. Like we don't really have that too much in Z and Super. It's kind of like the Tournament of Power, which is kind of there the whole time. So this whole like traveling thing is just, it has a very Dragon Ball-esque feel to it.
Feels
Which
like
I think is what
OG,
they were going for.
like the adventure thing.
Yes. There's a lot of traveling. Something I noticed.
I like that though. And they explain it. I wanted to address this comment right here. He says, I love 13 and 14. Yeah, and I'm glad you did. Like, I did not like 13. I liked 14 more than 13. I'm sort of going over some of the comments I've seen from people who didn't like it. But if you liked it, that's great. There's nothing wrong with liking it. I will say a lot of people have said that if you read the granola arc, if you binge read the granola arc, like if you read it like volume after volume over the span of a couple days, it is better than doing it month to month. So that is, I think there's something to be said about how our brains work when it comes to binging something versus waiting for it every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know that's why I have that perspective of binging it versus people. It's just probably you are doing it every week. It is a very different feel. But I liked 13. I didn't dislike it. I liked it, but I liked 14 more. So
yeah. I'm in the same boat as you, except what angered me now, the thing, I've been very honest about this. Like I'm not sugarcoating this. I've been very, very honest, because I sat here after episode 13 and I said, do I dislike this episode because it's actually a bad episode? Or do I dislike it because I know there's 20 episodes, I don't want them to waste any time? And I think actually it's a little bit of both. I think there are things about that episode that I thought were poorly written, yes. But also, I do think that upon rewatches and binging, it's not going to be so bad. You know what I mean?
no,
I
it
think that,
won't. If they had
yeah.
like 3 episodes where it's just kind of wasted time, then there'd be a problem. But you can't expect that. You can't expect that to be perfect in any kind of anime. So
Yeah, no,
you have to give them some grace. Give them
I
some
agree with
grace.
you. I agree with you. I agree with you completely. The pacing, I think, has been a big complaint. What do you think about the pacing?
Yeah, I would agree. The pacing has definitely been a problem. I mean, but that's kind of also. I feel like it's kind of been a bit exposition heavy, if that makes any sense. I feel like it's been kind of exposition heavy, the story. And I know that's just kind of the nature of this type of story, where they're on an adventure and trying to get the Dragon Balls and all that jazz. But maybe if things can move a little bit faster, that might be better.
JD says, do you think when Daima ends that the Journey to the West references will be hammered home for the community? JD, bro, we just talked about this like a month ago, dude. Like, we actually had a voice call about this, dude. Goku likely new form, third eye like Erlong Shen, fighting demons, Shin being like Tripitaka. I don't know how many times I have to explain to this guy. The vast majority of Dragon Ball fans do not care about Journey to the West. There are some that do. There are a small number that do. No, I fucking guarantee you 90% of whatever ends up being at the end of Daima is going to go completely over people's heads. Can I make a video on it? Sure. Can Jordan make a video on it? Sure. This idea that you have of people, you have this idea in your head. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. This is somebody who I've talked to off the streams. Like, this is letting you know this. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, bro. Most people don't care. And that's just it. You can't make them care. You cannot make them care, bro. They just don't. I care. I love all that shit. Right? But most Dragon Ball fans who watch Daima are not going to leave the last episode and go, that reminds me of Tripitaka. How many Dragon Ball fans know who the fuck Tripitaka is, bro? I can count them on one hand. It's just
Probably not a whole lot.
It's well, no, I mean it's I like talking about this stuff, but it's just people just don't like. People don't know about Journey to the West, bro. Like, it's a very small number of people. Very small. You know?
I don't know what it is either. I mean, I've heard of it actually, but in terms of specific people like this Tripitaka character, I don't know.
Journey to the West was the Sayuki. It's the story that Dragon Ball was kind of inspired from.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I know that much. I know that much.
and there's references to it all over Dragon Ball Z GT, but 90% of the fandom has no fucking idea what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't know what it is. They don't like, and they don't care. And I'm not even saying they're bad people for not caring. It's just some people don't look that deeply into it. So it's just, that's how it is. This idea that people are suddenly going to get it, like, dude, I don't know what planet you live on, but it ain't Earth. Ant-Man says, how many episodes do you think we'll have after the battle? Instead of how we had montage during the second half of the final episode in Super. Actually, I don't know for certain, but I don't know for certain. I think it's going to be, I think the final fight will probably end at the beginning of the last episode or at the end of the second to last episode, and then the last episode is cleanup. But I think they're going to zip through the cleanup stuff pretty quickly. So, you know. Yeah. And actually, let me get to Tato has some good comments here. Most people don't know anything of Journey to the West. It's great mythology, has great Buddha, Taoist stuff, and Chi Ki religious stuff. Yes, and most Dragon Ball fans don't have a fucking clue about that. You have a clue about it. People I know have a clue about it. Jordan and I have a whole series on the channel, and people do enjoy those videos, but it's not like they go out there and do their own research. You want to know how I know that? Because if they did, they wouldn't need to watch my video. They would already know.
That's true.
They would already know. Is King Kai the same race as Shin Glind from Oceanic King? It has not been stated yet. I don't believe that's the case.
That's a good question.
It's not been stated that. Okay. And then Geekdom, will the final episodes end up being 50 to 70 minutes of length time, same way they did with episode 1? Buddy, I don't know what episode 1 you watched. Episode 1 of Daima was 32 minutes. I don't know where you're getting this fucking 50, 70 minute. You really think that there's going to be a 70-minute TV episode of Dragon Ball, homie? Like,
they probably watched it in theaters when they combined the episodes.
Yes, but that's 3 episodes combined.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think he's talking about just the last episode. But he said episode 1. Episode 1 was 32 minutes, bro. What I think he's asking is the last episode going to be longer? And I think it's possible.
It might be a little bit, but probably not by too much.
I hope it is, but it's not going to be no 70 minutes, yo. Like, I wish. I mean, I am not in any way saying that it's a bad idea. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to happen. It's like earlier what I said about, are they going to announce Super at the end of Daima? I wish, buddy. Are you kidding me? I'm in the same boat as you, but it's not going to happen. So why? Like, I'm the kind of guy where the way I view life is if something's not going to happen, if it's unrealistic, I don't like getting my hopes up knowing it's unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to marry fucking Tessa Fowler. The chances of that happening are slim to none, bro. You understand? So, like, I'm not going to sit here every night and pray about it. It's just, we just have to do our best to live day by day and hope for the best, but also live in reality. That's the way I view life. I don't know about you, but that's how I see it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way I see it, bro. Like, it's, yeah, that's the way I see it. We're going to get out of here in a minute. Before I close the stream, have you been happy with Daima so far? And what do you want from Dragon Ball in the future?
I've been happy with Daima. I mean, I'm always happy when there's new Dragon Ball content. I feel like, of course, like with everyone, they want the Dragon Ball Super to return. Since I would really love to see the characters like Granola that we see in the manga to be in the anime. I think that, but I'm happy with what we have so far. I'm down for any new Dragon Ball content. So, that's just the way that I feel about it. Before we go, I was hoping I could show you some more of my artwork.
Go for it.
Yeah,
I didn't know you had more ready.
iPad right here.
I did not know you had more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah.
The shirt and then the Schemmel one.
Oh, sorry. My iPad is being annoying. It says I basically got locked out of my iPad. But anyways, did you have any more questions in the meantime?
There's no questions here, but I was going to ask you if you were able to wait. Let me see. No, that's it. I was asking if you were actually going to
I wish there's a way I could screen share on here, but I can't do that, it looks like.
No, but what you can do is I can screen share something. Like, I can share something if you send it to me. But I mean, are you going to be able to do that? Is there if you send me something on Instagram, let's say, right, and it's just a picture, I can always take the picture and share just the picture if you want. Not our conversation, just the picture. I can do that if you want, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I can get something pulled up. Give me a second here.
And I also wanted to ask you about what you want to see from Dragon Ball too, but I mean that was the real big story.
Yeah, what I want to see from Dragon Ball? Super, of course. I would love to see Super. That's definitely something I would love to see. I also would like to see more fusion stuff. I love the fusions like Gogeta and Vegito, so that's something I want to see more of. And if we see like a cute kid version of them in Daima, that would be great.
Yes. I don't know if they're ever going to become kids again. I think Daima was it, but we will see. We will see.
Okay. Let me send to you on Instagram some of my artwork for Daima. Okay?
Okay. Go for it. Do it right now. I don't
know why when we're on the show, that's when everything decides to be slow on my iPad.
That always happens.
Let me go to art.
When do you think the
Art
next movie is going to
2020,
take
Dragon
place?
Ball Daima. Here we go.
I'm hoping the next movie's after End of Z, but I don't know.
Okay, I just sent to you 4 images.
Yes, I see that. Okay. Holy shit, this looks like it's actually from the show. This is all your stuff?
Yes.
And this is not traced?
It's not traced.
Well, one of them I use as a thumbnail, but I will share. Oh, we got one more question here, but let me real quick, before we go to the question, let me share these images real quick with the people here. Hold on one.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm a professional artist since 2015. Let me see here. I've been drawing professionally since 18, 19, 20, for almost 10 years now. I've been drawing professionally.
Yes. This is Goku from Daima, which looks like it's right from the show. Because I saw the image and I'm like, damn, I thought that was from the show. This is also SS Goku from episode, what is it, 7?
I think it's episode 7, yeah.
And then I think it was episode 7, yeah. This is Goku being a badass, I think in episode 5. I forgot if it's 4 or 5. It's one of those. And this is the image that I had used. I actually like this image because it's not like Goku's face is not exactly the way they would do it in Daima, but the way that you do it here, it almost seems like it's more meant for like a coloring book. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I made it really cartoony.
You know, I like it though. I always like when people like sort of inject their own style, you know what I mean, into things.
I'm sending you some more artwork.
People were saying in the chat if they were asking if you make One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach art. That's
I have drawn Ichigo before. Let me see if I can pull him up.
Yes, you did send more. Hold on, because I have to close the screen and reopen it because I don't want people looking at our DMs. Because that's private. Plus, there's other DMs here where nobody needs to see. Okay. Do you want me to wait for you to? Let me get this last question while you're getting that Ichigo art real quick. I did get one more.
I got
here.
Ichigo in.
Oh, did you? Okay, there it is. Okay, Okay. Well, let me get to the question. Well, now I'm over here, which, okay, let me show the art. Then we're going to get to your question. Give me just one moment. Thank you for your patience, by the way. It really means a lot to me. Mikhail, thank you for your patience. Hold on. I messed this up.
I have a few more I'm going to send and then it will be done.
Okay. Well, then if that's the case, then let me get the questions. All right. Ramez Mikhail says, Dr. Arinsu was present during the original Buu fight. Right, correct. Is there a chance Gohan is captured in the demon realm, considering Arinsu saw him at that time? Was arguably the strongest at the time. Majin Gohan? Probably not, but it would be dope. Well, the reason as to why there's zero chance of that happening is because we literally see Gohan helping Goku make the spirit bomb to kill Kid Buu. We then see Gohan with everybody else up in the lookout after the fight when Videl reunites with him and starts hitting him in the chest because she was so worried about him. And we literally hear, those are 3 pieces of evidence. In the first, I didn't mean to do that. In the first episode of Daima, Goku says that Gohan is busy studying. Gohan's not in the demon realm, bro. This question sounds to me like you really want Gohan to be there and you're coming up with reasons for him to be there without thinking it through. Like if Gohan is going to be in Daima, it's not going to be that he was already in the demon realm the whole time, because he wasn't. However, I now believe with 6 episodes left and the fact that Warp is asleep now until the end of the story, when Goma is beaten or whomever and Arinsu, when all of this gets resolved, when the Goma, Orinsu, Kudu, Degasu, when all this story is over, I think that they will open up warp and go back. But until then, I don't think anyone else is coming through. Therefore, I don't believe Gohan is going to be in this series. I know some people are let down by that. I get it. I'm not going to lie. I thought it would be cool to see Kid Gohan running around with Kid Goku's. We never saw that dynamic. But I don't think it's happening, man. Let's just be real about it. I just don't think it's happening.
That'll be cool, yeah, honestly.
Let me get the art that you just sent me here. Okay, wait. Let me hold on. Oh, you got Goku Black. Hey,
that's not Goku Black.
Oh no, it's not. I'm an idiot. The last one looks like Goku Black. Now I see it. You're right. It's not Goku Black. I thought it was Goku Black.
No, it's my Dragon Ball Xenoverse character. His name is Rumiko.
Because like he had like the purple aura, right? And I was like, oh, the SS
This is
Rose.
Goku
Like,
Black. No.
Yeah. Well, I'm a buffoon, bro.
No, you're fine.
I'll be the first one to admit that I'm an idiot. All right. So this is Glorio. This is all drawn by Artworks AI. Not with AI, though.
Not with AI. Not with AI.
Not with AI. This is all hand drawn. And this is Glorio being held by you. He's lucky. This is my
original Dragon Ball Xenoverse character. For my Dragon Ball Super Clip Studio Paint course for how to draw, this is drawn in the style of Naohiro Shintani. So the whole point of me doing my character was to show that you can, so I can teach you how to draw in the style of Naohiro Shintani, Yuyo Takahashi, and Naotoshi Shida. So this one in particular is for the style of Naohiro Shintani.
Yeah, everybody loves Shintani. That smooth, kind of classic. It's the closest to Toriyama. My favorite guy is Maeda. Maeda is my favorite artist.
Maeda's really good too, yeah.
What do you think about Masaki Sato? Are you familiar with his work?
Yeah, I'm familiar with his work. I like his work too, but my personal favorite is Naotoshi Shida.
Yeah. Oh, dude, his action scenes are
so fantastic.
World. Yeah, and you know what blows my mind about him, and I hope this does not dissuade you from wanting to work, at your dream job, but I found out how much money he makes. And we're talking about Shida, who's been involved with Dragon Ball since the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
He makes probably equal to what he makes less than what UPS drivers make in America. And that kind of bothered me a little bit because I'm
not too worried about it because I have the artificial intelligence to kind of work with as well, being an AI developer to work on. That's kind of where that comes into play. Because I know AI developers get paid more.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that. I did not know that till you just told me that. Are AI developers already being paid more? Or is that
they make like 6 figures a year.
In Japan? I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know about in Japan, but in the US they do. So I'm hoping I can at least start out with somewhere in Disney to start off with before I move to Japan.
Well, that's what I was saying is the Japanese economy does underpay artists, in my opinion. There is no world, in my opinion, that I should make more money. If things were fair, I should not be making more money than Shida, and I make a lot more than him covering his own work. And that's not a brag. That's something where I think he should be getting paid more.
That's true. That's kind of where the AI part comes in to help make more money.
No, for sure. I just think that for somebody that talented, he needs to be making like wealthy man money, or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain this image? I love it.
This one is in the style of Naotoshi Shida. I always use Shida for the really climactic fight scenes. So that's in the style of Naotoshi Shida. It's a very, very powerful work.
Yeah, I agree. This
This
is
one's in the style of Yu Yu Takahashi. Takahashi style has a lot of thicker hair sections, and it's not as detailed as Naoto Shishida, but it's like a step up from Shintani.
doesn't he do a lot of the shading?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does a lot of like really good shading. I like him a lot too, actually. I really like I like all these guys. I mean, I respect them like crazy. Did you do the background too? Did you paint that?
That's just that I got from for a Clip Studio asset. The program that I use has like pre-made backgrounds and stuff. So
Yeah, because
that's that I
it
use
looks
that pre-made background from Clip Studio assets.
it looks like a painting. That's why I was curious about that. This is the Ichigo.
Yeah, that's Ichigo.
That's it. Yeah. This is I actually can't tell who that is.
This is in the style of Naohiro Shintani. It's my character Rumiko from Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
This is Rumiko.
I use my Dragon Ball Xenoverse characters for my Dragon Ball Super drawing courses, and I also use those pictures of Goku from Daima is what I geeked him as handsome. Is what I use for my Dragon Ball Super digital pens. So everyone, besides making drawing courses, I also sell digital pens that replicate the style of the different animators. Like the main three that I focus on: Naohiro Shintani, Yu Yu Takahashi, and Naoto Shishida. So these digital pens are available for art apps like Procreate, Clip Studio Paint, Ibis Paint, and so forth. So if you want to check them out, they're on my coffee shop, which Geekdom linked for you guys to see. And this artwork in particular is in the style of Naohiro Shintani for my Dragon Ball Super Procreate course.
You know, it's funny because when I promoted that, I was just kind of reading what you told me to say. Because, like, for me, because I'm not an artist and I don't use that software, I just repeated what you told me. So I'm so glad that you could come on and actually say it in your own words, because there's probably people in the chat who know this stuff way better than me. Like, I love good art. Obviously, I think in order to be an anime fan, you almost have to appreciate good art, even if it's just a little part of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know anything about doing it because I don't have the talent. You know what it is with me is I don't have the patience. Like you have to like take your time drawing, and it just takes
It does
forever.
require a lot of patience. Yes, that's true.
When I was a little kid, I had my own comic book called The Unstoppable Ninjas, and each comic was like 10. It was like 10 pages, and it was so like if you looked at it, you'd think this is like chicken scratch. It's not very good, but of course, I was a kid.
Of course, yes.
I didn't have the patience. I was just like, I have this idea for a story. Let me just draw it, and it looked like shit, but you know.
Yeah, we all start from square one.
Yeah, art is not my gift. My artistic gift would probably be speaking more. And
yes, for sure. You're definitely a good speaker.
Yeah, and I wouldn't think I still need work on that. So this is who I thought was Goku Black.
This is my character Rumiko, my Dragon Ball Xenoverse character. He's in the style of Yu Yu Takahashi, as I mentioned before, with the thick strands of hair with some details here and there. Naoto Shishida focuses more on a very sharp, angular style. Oh, we see your Twitter.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, somebody sent me a DM there, and I was responding to it. It was John, but I don't want to show people that. So thanks for catching it. I saw the DM and I'm like, oh, John sent me a DM, but I'm not gonna go over that DM right now. So
yeah.
So people, okay, so but are you showing this to kind of illustrate to people that you can, when you learn how to draw like this, there's custom characters as well?
Yeah, so you can, when you take my courses, you're able to learn to draw in the styles of those animators. So you can draw your own characters in the style of Naohiro Shintani, Yu Yu Takahashi, and Naoto Shishida. That's the whole point that I'm doing my original characters.
I think you're the only person doing that right now.
I am the only person doing it, and people really like. That's the reason that when Yu Takahashi sent a scout out to check out my work, because I'm the only person that's making courses and digital brushes that emulate the style of these animators, so people can learn to draw in those styles.
Right? Yeah.
There's one more, and it's my favorite one. This is in the style of Naotoshi Shida, which this artwork is definitely people actually when Dragon Ball when the characters were coming to Fortnite, my stuff blew up because for some reason people thought that this was part of Fortnite. So this picture really blew up at the time. I don't know why people thought that, but I just thought it was really interesting when that ended up happening. But this is in the style of Naotoshi Shida. And this one is a lot of hyper realistic details. I like to call it hyper detailism, and you'll be able to go over that in my course as well. So basically, the two main things that I sell are the pens and then the drawing courses. So that's something that I wanted to show you guys, since I did put a lot of work into this, and unfortunately, I'm a really small creator. So if you guys can give me a follow on my Instagram and TikTok, that would be great. Because I barely have 1,000 followers on Instagram, and even Sean Skemmel, when he signed my work that I showed you guys earlier, he said, "I'm so sorry about me being as small as I am." But this is, as I mentioned, this is the traditional drawing that he signed.
Wait, hold on. Okay. There you go. I've had to put the big screen back on.
This is the drawing that he signed. It's of Master Ultra Instinct Goku. So it's just, I do both traditional and digital artwork. So if you guys can give me a follow, that would be great, because he said it's criminal how underrated I am, and he called me a professional. So Sean Skemmel did, I mean. So I'm really happy about that.
There's people who I think, there's people in the fandom, not yourself included. There's people who I think it is criminal that need to get more attention, and unfortunately don't. And it just, I do what I can. So somebody's asking about how do I find the Instagram. I linked the Ko-fi or
Coffee. I can give you the link to the Instagram right now. Give me 1 second as I get that done.
Yeah, I would have to add it to the YouTube. I would have to add it to the YouTube description. So, I would have
Let me do that right now. I'm going to give you my Instagram, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I have it because I follow you. Obviously, we talk on there, but you want me to just, or is there another Instagram that you have that's specifically for that?
I just sent you my Instagram that you can link in the description.
Hold on, let me see.
And then I'll pull up the TikTok as well.
Oh, this is a different one. Gee,
that's the one I've been messaging you on. That's the one I've been messaging you on Instagram.
Oh,
that's
the
only TikTok account I have.
No, you're right. I'm an idiot. I thought when I first saw the Glorio picture, I was like, wait a minute, the Glorio picture. And then I thought I thought you had two different Instagrams, one for your art and one for your personal. But you know what I'm thinking? No.
I only have one Instagram.
You have a sister though, and your sister looks like you. I think that might be where I got confused.
My sister. You might be thinking of my sister.
Yeah, because your sister, are y'all twins?
Yeah, we're twins.
I'm sorry.
I just sent you my TikTok, so if you want to add that as well for people to go to.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I will link the Instagram right now in the chat for people who are already here.
Can you link the TikTok too?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna do that. I just gotta get the link here. Hold on. Oh yeah, is TikTok back? Because I heard it's back already.
Yeah, it's back already. So
I heard it was back already. I actually didn't even know you had a TikTok. And I'm like, well, that band didn't
thank you for following me, Geekdom.
Yeah, I didn't know you had one till now. But yeah, I heard it was back, and I'm like, that already? It was banned for 2 days? Yeah, it's back already. Yeah, no. I found out today, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
already back.
That didn't last, man.
That didn't last long.
That did not last, yo. All right. Well, thank you for spending some time with me today. I really appreciate it. And I had a good time with you and learning about the art and learning about what you're doing. Actually, I did want to, somebody asked a good question that I wanted to pose to
Go ahead.
you because I think this is a question for you that to really clarify to people. Give me one moment here. I'm scrolling up. Okay, this is the question. He says, "Can I ask why you work as an AI intern if you do digital art and draw?"
Yeah, definitely. So, I'm going into artificial intelligence in addition to doing animation, and my goal in the future is to use AI to help speed up the production process for the animation industry. So basically, animators do a lot of work of doing every single frame for the drawings. So my idea is if we can use artificial intelligence to do like the in-between frames, and then the animators just work on the keyframes, that would save us a lot of time, is kind of my idea. So that's why I'm going into artificial intelligence and I'm an AI developer intern. Because I want to be able to use AI to speed up the production process and make it easier on animators, because animators work really hard and they don't get paid a lot. So my idea is that if we use AI instead to do like the in-betweens, it would save a lot of stress on the animator from doing all the work that they do, is the way that
And
I look at it.
also, Nagano did join us a little bit late, so I think he missed it. We did have a conversation at the beginning of the stream about it because I was talking about how a lot of artists are against AI. And that's
Oh no,
why I
I'm
said,
very forward thinking.
yeah,
I'm not
well,
one of those artists that's against it. I'm not. I'm very forward thinking. I'm not
well,
against AI.
here's the thing, though. Here's the kind of I appreciate you for being forward thinking. Here's one thing I will add as somebody who used to be in tech. It doesn't matter what your personal or political opinions may be about AI. Obviously, I understand the concern. I've had long conversations with people in the tech industry about AI and the dangers of it and the good and the bad. But the fact that you're learning AI, here's the bottom line. I'm going to bottom line this for everyone because, again, I live in reality. AI is coming. It's already here. No, you're not going to stop it. The minute that America puts a law to block AI, China, Russia, all these other countries are going to use AI. It's going to be like an arms race, but it's like a tech arms race. Every country wants to be ahead of the curve when it comes to tech. So it's one of those things where you learning AI, even though you're forward thinking, and that's good, it's smart of you to learn it because there's going to be artists who are going to be left out in the dust with their pen in their hand, not knowing what to do when AI comes along. And if you know how to use it, that's going to make you more valuable to the marketplace.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just honestly, my main goal is being able to help animators because they work so hard to make the anime that we all love and enjoy. And if there's a tool that we can use like artificial intelligence to be able to make it easier for them, that's honestly my goal. What that also would mean for you guys is that we would get anime a lot faster and movies a lot faster than if we didn't use AI.
Yeah, and I also think, Dana, that people see some AI images that look all ugly and they're like, this is horrible. And it is. The idea is it's going to get better as time goes by.
Yes,
And
exactly.
yes, but
That's
it
exactly
is,
my viewpoint on it. We're just starting out with it. So probably by
yeah.
the time that I graduate in like 2029, things will be better by then, and then it will be something that we can start using in the production process.
You are going to be ahead of the curve. What you're doing is smart. I mean, it's just you're thinking ahead, saying, the industry's going in a direction. What can I do to benefit my career and my education? There's nothing wrong with that. And I know there's going to be activists. We know this who are going to fight against AI and they're going to put their foot down and say no AI, but it's coming no matter what. It's already here.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. It's just technology. It's not even just AI. AI is an example of just technology. Now, are there things about AI that I'm worried about? Absolutely. The last thing I need is somebody creating a fake version of me saying something I didn't say and people thinking I actually said it, because there's already fake screenshots floating around about me. And that can happen to you. It can happen to any celebrity or any person.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
the
what I mean?
dangers of AI too. There's going to be good and bad with any technological advancement, but that's, it's kind of like when the internet first came out, like, and people were sending like horrible emails and stuff, or like cults or some shit.
I
There's going to
still have
be
that.
good and bad that comes with every technological advancement, but ultimately, I mean, I personally feel like the good outweighs the bad, especially like you said in the medical industry. I used to work for the state of Arizona in healthcare, so I definitely can see how that could be played into things. And because I know you mentioned at the beginning of the stream how it would do good in the medical industry, and I think that's true.
Well, one of the things they just discovered recently, thanks to AI, is we are now able to find possible breast cancer tissue in women's breasts years before it develops. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah, I
is
heard about that
life
too. Yeah,
changing. It's life changing, yo. So you learning it, even if you never have to apply. Let's say you graduate in 2029. Let's say, this is all hypothetical, you get a job at Toy at 2033. I'm just picking random numbers. And then they tell you, Dana, don't worry about the AI shit, just be an artist. And then you don't even have to do the AI right away. And then they say, a couple of years go by and they say, well, we need to use AI. Who in the company knows AI? Bam, there's your name. You keep your job or get a raise. Like, it's just smart, dude. It's like when I got into cybersecurity, I knew cybersecurity was going to be a thing. And it was. It was my career for 10 years. So it's
yeah.
no
I'm
different than
actually
what you're
doing
doing.
cyber operations as my minor because I like cybersecurity as well.
Yeah, Mecca J, I know all about that. And it's I don't want to get into that, bro. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. But yeah, there is scary things about AI, but you learning about it is great. Also, Sahir, I want to say I've been a big fan of your comments. You and I are two peas from the same pod, bro. If you really love Dragon Ball, like if you really love this series, it's hard to wait for a dub, especially since we're behind by 10 weeks now or whatever, 13 weeks. No matter how much you may have nostalgia for Stephanie Nadolny, if you love Dragon Ball and you have to see what's next, you can't wait 3 months for a dub. You got to see it now. And so Sahir's talking about how he saw Dragon Ball subbed way back in the day. That's how I got into anime subbed, because I didn't want to wait for the dub. And I thought that now with Daima, things are better. Hold on, time out. Things are better now, but waiting years or months for a dub? No, I gotta find out what happens to Goku ASAP, because I'm a hardcore fan. It's no different than people that go see the MCU movies in theaters day one when they come out. There's people who don't do that. I have friends that have kids that wait for streaming. They never go see the MCU movies in theaters. They always wait for Disney Plus. And to me, you have different priorities in life. For me, because this is my business, I have to watch Daima, but even if it wasn't, I would still be watching it because I need to know what happens in this Dragon Ball show. It all
For
comes from
sure.
love of Dragon Ball. Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm not waiting for the dub. I started watching the sub on Crunchyroll.
And that's the thing is, yesterday on Twitch, I got into it with this guy because he's always like getting mad when I criticize the dub. And I was trying to explain to him, like, the reason why I even got into the sub to begin with is just because the dub was taking too long. It wasn't because I had like weebish tendencies or I hate Americans and love Japanese. That's all BS. That's not what it is. I literally wanted to see new Dragon Ball, and I wanted to see Cell, Boo, Gogeta, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I didn't want to wait for that. And
That's true.
can you blame me? You know?
No, I don't blame you.
It's like piracy. Like people oftentimes will pirate something because they can't wait. Am I impatient? Yes. I will admit this. I'm a very impatient man. That is something that is one of my flaws. That is a genuine flaw that I have, that I probably need to work at. But anyways, thank you so much for being here, yo. I really appreciate
I'm so
it.
happy to come on the show. And, I would love to do it some other time, but I got to give the room for some other guests that you're going to have. I hope you
We
guys
can bring
enjoy
you
my
back.
artwork.
We can bring you back. I definitely, if I'm still doing this by 2029, which I don't think I will be, but if I am, I do want to, for sure. I mean, you'll be back before then, but I mean, I would love to talk to you about, like, you know what I mean? We tie it back to this day, to 1/19/25, and say, damn, you finished that. I mean,
I know.
I'm not.
That's how I feel like with this dual degree and dual minor. As a reminder for everyone, I'm doing a dual degree in artificial intelligence and animation, and then a dual minor in cyber operations and Japanese. So I got quite a bit on my plate.
And it's not one of those things where, like, I think that you're going to fail your classes. That's not it. It's more so like when you're in college, you don't like seeing the graduation in 2029, 2030 seems like 100 years from now, but then it just happens. Like life just happens. Oh, I made it. We're here. Like
Yeah, for
Daima.
sure.
We waited a year for Daima, and then bam, episode 1. Oh, look, we're here. We're waiting for Avengers Doomsday. I guarantee you guys, you will blink tonight and open your eyes, and tomorrow Avengers will be out because life moves fast.
Yeah, that's true. For sure. Thank you for having me.
This guy asked you if your professor is AI. I don't think we've gotten that far, bro.
My professor is not AI, no.
Not yet. Maybe down the road, but you might be teaching AI someday. I mean, if you're going to get in the game.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're out of here, but thank you guys so much. Have a good one. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Mongolian probably, and this week. Thank you so much. Check out Artworks' links in the description. We will
drop a follow. I definitely need it. I'm criminally underrated.
Yes, you are criminally underrated. If Sean said that and I did, it's probably true. That's two people you should trust that have paranoia and anger issues. So I said that today. Somebody was asking me about the Sean Gamer Goku thing, and I was like, listen, Sean is really scared of losing his job. That's why he reacts that way. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Take care. See you real soon.